Pimps that just love to chill and dance, not to start a civil war.
There is ultimately serious calm here among the animals, the chimpanzees. There's no civil war. They are very calm and they're here. They have made all sorts of noise for us here.
With the help from the Uganda High Commission in Ottawa, I show you the Uganda that we love and adore this week on Chilling.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning and thank you very much for being with us on UBC TV. Now today we are going to be discussing something very important to every Ugandan. Earlier on, as I was opening the show, I talked about fuel prices in Kisoro district that have shot or skyrocketed up to almost 8,000 per litre, and the border riders there were complaining and saying how are they going to make money if they have to a litre at 8,000. Now, how many people are those? So they were feeling that they are pushed out of business. But all the answers you need regarding the fuel crisis, I have competent persons who are authorities on this matter. And I have Reverend Father Tukwasibwe, Frank, the Commissioner, Petroleum Supply Department. Get that, the Commissioner, Petroleum Supply Department. We have him in studios, and Reverend, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
And at the end, I have Dr. Patricia Litho, who is the head of Communication Ministry of Energy. Doctor, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
Now, let me start with the man himself. Of late, we've seen some fuel stations or gas stations don't have fuel. We've seen some that the costs are shooting up. And Ugandans need an answer to understand from authorities what is causing this.
Thank you very much, and good morning, all of us. The situation of some stockouts or stations not having fuel is not a new phenomenon, but in these times, sometimes you see it being a little bit more apparent. The reason, or the reasons range from distribution channels, sometimes even the company internal issues, and sometimes it could be like there is, let's say, a shortage on supply side, and therefore is causing that stock out. Now, from our point of view, there is no shortage on the supply side, although the situation for petrol is largely whatever comes in is consumed. There might not be so much in stock for petrol, but it is still available in terms of providing sufficient consumption for the country.
Help us understand that better.
Yes.
When you say there is no stock out, but when we go on these pumps, you find that the situation has not remained normal as it was. Today you're driving into and you will just be indicated a sign showing we are out of stock.
Yeah, that is what I was saying, and what I need to clarify is that as far as we are concerned, our consumption for petrol, for example, on a daily basis is 3.8 million liters. The daily consumption for diesel is 3.6 million liters. The daily consumption for aviation fuels, including kerosene, is 0.6 million liters. When you add those, that's why we'll come to an average of 8 million liters per day, translating to 240 million liters that we do consume our demand for a month. The supplies that have been coming to Uganda are sufficient for Uganda. The only challenge that could be, and which we need to interrogate further, that our prices, which have been relatively cheaper in the region, could be enticing the other people in the region to get fuel from Uganda, thereby depleting what is available for Uganda. Case in whatever the case could be, like the transit trucks. If somebody is taking goods or merchandise, let's say from Mombasa to DRC, he will come to the borders of Uganda and fill his trucks. Drives before leaving Uganda, fills. And all that aggregates to like the demand all of a sudden for Uganda going up. But the supplies have come in. So the issue would be, if the situation was very okay, that you now have the additional supplies beyond the normal, then we would be much more comfortable in doing those kind of things. So we have those people. We also have cross-border communities. Some of them just drive, get from one country, drive into Uganda, fill their stations, their cars, and then go back. So, and that one is normal, mainly in cross-border situations. That is normal.
This has always been happening, I want to believe. Because when you talk about people driving in cross-border, people have been driving in, but the prices had not shot up. When you talk about people who are refueling because of our good prices of fuel, explain to my viewer why Uganda, a landlocked country, would have fair prices compared to other countries within the region.
Well, thank you very much for the question. First of all, the aspect of being the normal situation of cross-border, that is normal, true. But it can be, it shifts from whichever gives one advantage for the cross-border communities. If I have prices cheaper in the neighboring country, I go there. If I have prices cheaper in my country, I fuel from my country.
Commissioner, can we confirm it from you on this show that Uganda is selling fuel cheaper than Kenya of late?
Yes. That is the fact.
What could be attributed to this?
So now, I wouldn't know. I would speak for Uganda. I will not speak for Kenya. In Uganda, what we do and our regulatory framework is free and fair competition. That is where our market is anchored. The forces of supply and demand determine, in a free and fair competitive environment, determine the resultant price. And so you will not have a situation of where somebody has fuel and you just put a certain price, which is abnormal. Another one who has will know, but I can make my profit the minimum way here at this price, sell more, and have my profits moving forward. So it is free and fair competition in an environment where demand is not, or where the supply is not stifling demand. And that's why we struggle on a daily basis to ensure that our supplies are there. Because if people are, if the product is scarce, then its price begin going up. That's the normal kind of situation. So in our case, we have maintained and we have ensured free and fair competition. That speaks to some of the situation that we've talked about. Some prices will be going up, and those cases are being investigated case by case, where somebody probably takes up or charges much higher than ought to be. Yeah, so those ones are being investigated, and we should be able to bring to book to those who are unfairly charging the citizens.
Under which law?
The Petroleum Supply Act, under which they are licensed.
Let me bring in Dr. Patricia here, because of course we know many times when it has come to price, we've talked about regulating, but we've not scored. Reason being, someone will tell you factors of demand and supply are at play. And one will tell you it's a liberal economy. I'm free to, if there is a willing buyer and a willing seller, then where does government come in there? And I want you to expound more on that.
Thank you. Government would come in a case of demand and supply if the competition seems unfair, if the pricing seems unfair. So since the conflict broke out, the global conflict, and other geopolitical challenges, government of Uganda has been guaranteeing supply. And we assured people in March that you'll have fuel, and they challenged it, and March ended. We guaranteed fuel for April, and we're coming to the end of April. And we still guarantee supply of fuel for another over 50 days. And we continue to bring in from other alternative forces. Now, what we are saying is that because of the geopolitical situation, we cannot firm up a price, but we watch and monitor to ensure it remains within reasonable pricing. So for instance, you've rightly indicated that in the border towns, especially like Kisoro, it's teasing 8,000 to 9,000. We know that in Tororo the other day fuel had run out. We know that in Arua and Adjumani it had reached 7,000. So we do monitor. But now we start to investigate, like my commissioner was telling you, what is causing this? Because you just don't ration. First of all, we are aware, for instance, the dollar price has changed. How much is government, which is through buying? We are not going to operate at a loss. So really for Ugandans to be unreasonable about the reality of geopolitics is unfair to government of Uganda. Because we are saying this is the business arm of government. We are bringing fuel, we are selling at a reasonable price. So we don't expect the dynamics of the market to go beyond. So initially in March, we saw the price increasing more by about 200 to 300 shillings. And people were making a lot of noise. But the reality, and we tried to come out and explain, is that the dollar rate had changed. And like Reverend has just explained, petrol especially is a fast-moving commodity. So much as we try to have stock, it runs out really fast. So even last month, when we talked about the 119 million liters of fuel that we had just brought in, it was purely petrol because it runs faster. However, we have different categories of the oil marketing companies. We have the wholesaler, we have the retailer. Now, some wholesalers are also retailers, people like Total Energies. So you'll find that someone can buy from them at a wholesale price, but they can also retail, and the other person is also retailing. But how much are they selling to their competitors? Then we have these smaller petrol stations who will buy fuel the way you and I go to a petrol station. But they're buying bigger quantities. Yes. So they have to also have a markup. So you'll find that if I'm buying at 5,700, I'll possibly sell at 6. If I'm buying at 5,700 now with the current situation, and I'm transporting it all the way to Arua, maybe I've bought in Kampala or wherever, at a depot along the way. So you'll find that those prices, in our investigation, these are some of the revelations, and we're going to have a discussion with the OMCs to see how not to be unreasonable to the citizens. But also because of the general panic of the crisis, as normal users, some of us are big-time users, some of us have huge capacities, even as we are also hoarding. Some people have tankers in their home, and of course we try to discourage that because of the health and safety reasons, yes? So the traders are buying more, even as we are hoarding because of panic. And then the cross-border business that Reverend was talking about. Naturally, I come from a border town, Tororo. When things are convenient, even soda I'll run and buy from what? Across the border. When things are cheaper in Uganda, of course, I'll stay home. So the fact that Uganda has had the most favorable fuel price in the last 2 months, everyone is running to buy from this side. Though even those rumors about Kenya wanting to take Uganda supply and things like that, but because of the arrangements, the forward planning that Uganda had done through Vital, who is our supplier, they bought at a certain price and we bought at a certain price. It would have really been unfair for government to suddenly increase the price. If we bought fuel at a certain price before the conflict, at least for March, we didn't expect any unfair behavior from anybody. But beyond that, we started buying at a higher price. Even the supplier buys at a longer distance.
So would we say, Doctor, because earlier on there were reports that refuted that the conflict has had an impact, would you confirm to us that the conflict has had an impact on the oil prices?
Of course, worldwide, it has had an impact. If you hear the cost of crude oil, almost every week you hear prices are changing. I can't even say it is so much today. Reverend might have a better update or not, but because of the behavior, one moment the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the next is open. So people are using alternative longer routes. Because countries like East Africa, like ours, those are one of the routes we use the most. So now maybe we have to go further up. Obviously, the transport will be more expensive. We have to factor that in. The dollar has changed. There's a time where the shilling had strengthened, but with the conflict, we see the dollar has also strengthened. So if I'm buying at a higher price, obviously it will trickle down slowly. Yes.
Well, we are looking at an update regarding petroleum supply and stocks in the country. Now, coming back to Reverend, let's look at the stocks. How are we standing as a country?
The stocks, thank you. The stocks was where we are standing now is, as of yesterday, we had about 19 days for petrol. Still, and especially being now being supplemented, or if I can use that term, with the loadings that are coming in, and therefore the situation of people running up. Did I say 19 or 9?
You just said 19 days.
Cover.
9.
9 days, not 19.
9 days.
Okay.
9 days for petrol. And now the supplements coming in will be able to replenish and ensure that we move to much higher higher days.
Let me just remind our viewer that you can be part of the topic of discussion by simply sending a WhatsApp message on the number on your screen. Just send us a WhatsApp message on the number on your screen, and I guarantee you I'll be reading out all your messages. And of course, also you can go to X, and still I'll have all your questions, all your observations and concerns to my guest, who will be, they will reply to them, because I have the authorities on this matter. I have the communications Officer, Ministry of Energy, but also I have Reverend Frank, who is the Commissioner, Petroleum Supply Department. Yes, Commissioner, you had talked about 9 days and some on the way.
Yes, the some which are on the way both on the land and also by the lake transport. In fact, those of lake yesterday, I think they discharged, arrived yesterday and already beginning to discharge. And even that from by land, through Western Kenya, you are coming in. So we do have sufficient supply of fuel. The only thing to watch out and which we must be able to investigate very quickly, any possibilities of hoarding. Any possibilities of hoarding, whereby, speculating that, in the unlikely event that the supplies are going to be so much affected, I should be having my buffer as a company and a wholesaler. And therefore, we've already instituted a team which is going around the various depots to ascertain the actual volumes that are there and the history over the past months, for example. So that if we see you have been hoarding or your volumes have not been moving, then again, with regard to in line with the Petroleum Supply Act, such a person be brought to book. The law provides if the explanation is not satisfactory, the commissioner or the authority that licenses can suspend that license.
Because of holding?
Yes, can suspend it. Or if it is extremely high, outrightly, one can be able to revoke the license. So the law is in place, the investigations are moving, and I can assure you, without fear or favor, that if any is caught on that wrong side of the law, as long as I am still in the place, I will certainly not fail to use my pen, which license them to institute the various sanctions that are also available in the same act.
Commissioner has spoken. Well, we await, but please do not make a risk at that. Holding, yes, for the business community, it works so much for them. Because at the end of the day, if there is scarcity and I happen to have the supply, definitely I'll sell higher. Our viewer, that is where a community is scarce, or there's future fears or predictions that it would be scarce. Now, what the business community do, some crafty business people, they buy in bulk and keep. Now, this buying in bulk also worsens the shortages. And when it worsens the shortages, this is where they make the money, because they will increase the price, because they will be the only people with that commodity at that time. Now we are talking about fuel. If I have capacity and I buy so many liters and I hold them, and about 20 or 30 of us do that, that will mean that there is very little in circulation. Now, us who have will sell at a higher price for those that will want to have this fuel. Now, that is something we can work upon for petrol stations. But Commissioner, let me tell you, one thing I've learned over time is Ugandans are very smart. They know you will go to the fuel stations, the licensed ones. They will have this fuel in their homes. Then there are also companies. I have a company in construction, for example. I'm not saying I have one. I want to be asked by the IG to declare that as well. But I know I use a lot of fuel. Now I have my tanks. We buy in bulk because we anticipate it's going to shoot up. But also, we won't operate in case it shoots up. So let's go and get some huge liters and keep with us. We are not selling, but we are buying anticipating shortage. Is there an offense committed?
There is no offense really committed by that. And it's not, that one is, I can say, largely now, it's more or less a normal response to whenever there is somebody that thinks of an uncertainty, that's the normal response. Earlier on, I think I was mentioning to some forum that from my experience, whenever there is any panic, 2 days stock disappears on the market. 2 days stock disappears. But it is within Uganda. People will have filled their tanks. People will have maybe put in the drums somewhere. The fuel is removed from stations. When stocks, you don't see it, about 2 days disappear. But now, when you have already gotten that, the issue is that as long as supply is not constrained, then it will still be coming and replenishing. The most important thing is that when somebody goes on a station, he will be able to find fuel. I know, for example, like 2007, December, we had serious issues of fuel arising out of the neighborhood crisis. And there were queues, long queues, almost a kilometer. I witnessed one when I was coming from home up country. And almost a kilometer of cars lining up to a single station that happened to be having fuel. That is not the situation today. And we are working hard to ensure that we cannot. You may go to a station and find that there is no fuel, but in the other neighborhood, 3 to 4 stations, you find the product. The desirable situation would be that every station should be having fuel. But if it doesn't have, at least still within 3, 4 to 5, you will be able to find fuel. So that's the kind of thing and the situation we are working in. And really the citizens should stay well focused. However, my challenge is with what I can call illicit trade at the cross borders. The normal situation we've talked about of cross-border community, going there to fill my tank is normal. But where somebody comes with his truck, you have filled your tank and you are taking drums. That is an illicit trade, and we need to work on that, with working with URA, working with the border district authorities, to ensure that this kind of illicit trade is really addressed, because it distorts our planning in terms of the real demand that we do have. We may be assuming that we have the product when it has found its way elsewhere. So those could be and really, just like during COVID, I think there was a proper appeal for the border districts to shield our citizens. The same appeal could still be in the same line, that they be more patriotic and ensure that our fuel for Uganda really serves mainly the citizens.
Very interesting. Now allow me to look at some of the questions that are coming in from the viewers. And I'll begin with, if 8K is alarming you, but when in Serere district, we are buying a liter at 10K. Well, please leave your name. Now, 10K a liter.
No petrol in Serere.
Someone says, good morning. Oh, no. Let me just go here. Good morning, Commissioner. How is the ministry going to help us upcountry, people of petrol stations which are rising the price of fuel? Like in Kumi, for example, it is between 6,000 to 8,000. That is how worse the problem is there. But please keep your messages coming in on the number on your screen, and I'll be reading them out. This affects everybody, because even if you don't own a car, you don't own a motorcycle, but when fuel shoots up, the border rider is not going to charge you as he's been charging you. Because if he's buying a liter at 6,000, the distance you've been used to with your 1,000 shillings will now go to about 2,000 shillings. So it's an issue that concerns all Ugandans, but also what you consume. If transport shoots up and someone has to send for goods in Kampala, well, it will also dramatically affect the price of sugar, food, and anything else. Fuel has a trickle-down effect. When it shoots up, well, everyone will feel the pinch. And another one comes in and says, please leave your name. I need your name for me to read your message. Why other petroleum stations there is no fuel? Now that, yes, Commissioner, you talked of fuel being available, but people are asking, why then do we see that some fuel stations that have been having fuel now do not have? When you reach there, they just tell you, well, we are out of fuel. One of them, I went to Starbucks, that is Gangu. And as I was parking, well, it was very clear, please, we are out of stock, we are out of stock. Now I knew, but I think I'm among those Ugandans that predict and love stocking. Yes. So I knew what to do. I just said, let me get home and do some, because I have to work. But the good thing is, Commissioner has also assured us, I'm not part of holding. For me, I'm just having an insurance in stocks. Please, let's have a look at some of those questions. We begin with why some petrol stations, and I'll give that to the Commissioner, do not have.
Okay, thank you very much. Why some stations do not have, as I have said, I think we had already talked about it. It's an issue of distribution channels that we do have within the country. Somebody might be having fuel and maybe it's still on the way to the station. And by the time you reach there, you find you do not have, the product is not there. Myself, I have encountered that. At times I go to a station, there's no fuel. I use diesel. And I move to another, I get. So some stations not having, and as I've said, even before the conflict, this is something that has happened, that is there.
But I think the question here is rampancy. That is more, because like I told you, also I witnessed that. You go to one fuel station, and maybe within 2 hours they have the fuel. But now when you drive, and if they were about, Uganda is also another country that has so many fuel stations. Very many. But now if you go, for example, you're coming from Entebbe, coming to Kampala, that would happen on 2 fuel stations out of the 100 plus. But now if it is happening on like 30 fuel stations out of the 150, then the situation is not the usual.
Yes, one may want to say something. It may not be as usual, and indeed it is not usual, because we know that the world which we are in now is not usual. It would be unfair for one to assume that the business is as usual. No, that would be the way the ostrich tries to manage the problems by hiding its head in the sand. To try and say that now there's no problem, but when the problem really is there. So we cannot apply an ostrich approach in this situation. We know that the business is not as usual. That's why even our communications expert has been telling you that, look, the sources that our people are using now are not the normal sources, because the normal ones have been affected. But nonetheless, still people have to go and get the expensive way, the hard way, and be able to come in. So in anticipation, some of the citizens could have bought fuel and kept in their homes, and really it's very, very, very risky, especially for petrol, because it is easily flammable. I just pray that no citizen may end up burning out of that, because it is really very dangerous. It's supposed to be kept in its conditions underground, pumped when it is going into the tank, which is well covered. But the business of having petrol in people's homes, it's scary. and really people should not be able to do that because it's very dangerous. But yeah, some stations may not have. The good news is that, as I have said, fuel is coming in. So for those who could have been, you know, keeping elsewhere, the stations are going to be having fuel. Even like today, I want to believe that most of the Kampala stations for petrol should also be being replenished. And by tomorrow, even the Kisoro people, the whatever, should be getting fuel. Right? It should be really be reaching there.
Now that moves away the fear of lack. We shall have. But I want to bring in Dr. on price. Because having is a good thing. That yes, the fuel will be in the country, we won't have scarcity. The stocks we shall have. But now the problem for Ugandans, there are two, not having and high costs. These skyrocketing prices. How do we, or what solution do you have as the ministry? Because you know these are private companies.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, just to reiterate some of the issues as a background of what the Commission has said, it is not unusual for a product to run out. Sugar can run out of a shop. Fuel has run out of petrol stations, especially like festive seasons. But this particular time we are in are unusual times, and it would be unfair or unreasonable to think that we are operating normally. So because of the panic of the conflict and the possibility of lack of supply, people are hoarding, like we've already indicated. We have competition or increased demand, especially from cross-border places. So as government, we've said we guarantee that we continue to supply. The question is, at how much are we supplying? At how much are we buying? That keeps changing every other day because of the crisis globally. So for us, if our supply is able to bring, which is what government has guaranteed that will ensure the supply comes in. The price, however, is determined by so many factors, and we would like people to be understanding. Much as we say the prices are skyrocketing, we still can firmly confirm that in the region, Uganda is at the moment having the most favorable prices at the pump.
What do you attribute that to?
Forward planning. Okay. Forward planning, but also being landlocked. Competition. And also when we came in as government to be the ones bringing in, there are certain aspects you get rid of. Because government looks out at the welfare of its people. So we are not looking for unusual profits. We want some profit, of course, so that we have some money to do so many other things as government. But also, we want to be able to give people something affordable. But also being landlocked does not give us the luxury that countries that border the sea have. They know anytime they can bring in, they don't worry too much to stock ahead. Of months ahead, but Uganda being landlocked, we have to factor in the shipment, the transportation, when the shipment comes to our country. So we've been lucky that we've had to think ahead. So the Petroleum Supply Department does that. They plan ahead and also distribute according to capacities of different petrol stations. But again, why we see these varying prices at the Serere one is a shocker. We've heard of 8,000, we hadn't heard of the 10, but it's also good feedback to the monitoring system that we have to go and check what is happening in Serere. But as we've told you, we have retailers, we have wholesalers. So you find that there are retailers that are buying at the normal price me and you are buying. So if we are now buying at 5.6, 5.7, they will also buy in bulk at that same price, but they also have to make a profit as a small petrol station trying to make a business. Those who have to transport further up the country will also put in the markup for the transportation. So the whole supply chain, the dynamics have changed a bit, the cost has gone up a bit, so obviously the pump price is affected. Yes.
Well, now again, let's look at some of the messages coming in here.
Something on
You wanted to
pricing.
supplement something?
Yes.
Please do.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to supplement something about pricing and what the government can do, even in the liberalized sector. The same law, the Petroleum Supply Act, empowers the commissioner to intervene when the prices are going beyond what we have as the reference price. So, like the case of Serere, I would request probably to get the actual detail of which station or which outlet, because going into the district everywhere, I mean, at least when we have a targeted, we know that station to Kwasibwe, I'm just saying to Kwasibwe because that's my name, then that would be able to help us be able to do the necessary investigation and institute. So one, somebody who is selling unfairly high, the law requires that you can say, no, you cannot, you must sell this product which you have, but at a price not beyond this. So that provision is also available. So we can be able to come in and do that. And of course, again, in 2007, that was applied when there was that scarcity and some people were moving. In fact, petrol again had reached around 10,000, and the government intervened to ensure that the one who was having fuel is able to sell, but not at a price beyond the given rate. So that one is known. Yeah.
Thanks for the program, Commissioner. If the fuel prices of fuel are shooting high, why can't Uganda start selling hers? Because I heard that we have already the fuel wells that have already been worked out somewhere from Rakai, Kivale. Well, of course, the Commissioner will explain that. Moving, good morning, Uganda. The petroleum cost rise has led to the rise in prices of products from shops. Asimwe Stephen from Fort Potro. Thank you, Asimwe. Then, hi, I'm Joel. Kavera Maido. Here we are buying a liter at, that is 11,000. Sure. Kavera Maido. Please, if you can, well, I'll not mention that particular petrol station, but at least I'll give the details of it to my guests to follow up. Now, good morning, Commissioner. How is the ministry going to help upcountry people of petrol stations which are raising the petrol prices, like in Kumi? Another one comes in. What caused high price of fuel? How long will it take? Doctor. Mr. Chirabo, here in Uganda, there is nothing like petrol. Let those visitors be in the know. Gumiki is a Vicent Uganda. In Uganda, there is nothing like petrol. And good morning, Uganda. In Tororo, petrol is now at 8,000, and most of the riders are picking it in their homes, and therefore the transport fare is greatly impacted. Now, good morning, Commissioner. For us in Soroti, we bought fuel. No. At 25,000 in one petrol station, and police had to come in.
25?
25, yes, and police had to come in. I think they raised an alarm where police came in.
Which
Really
place
need
was
the
that?
details.
Well, please give us details of that. He says, Commissioner, for us in Soroti, we bought fuel at 25,000 in one petrol station, and police had to come in.
You should be able to tell us that now. How?
I wish you would
Please
provide
give me more
information.
details. I've not
can't
gotten
say
your
some
name.
station. Why are you
Send
hiding?
us more details, but also let me see how best I can follow this up.
But you see,
Yes.
there, as the doctor comes in, this like now they
Why
say,
don't I first read more of the messages?
they're all the same, huh?
Somehow,
okay.
hello, where do we get our petroleum from? Edward from Masaka is asking. Country of origin, then, okay, some are mentioning prices. I hate these. Okay, someone says, good morning, UBC. I'm Deus Niwamanya from Rukunjiri. I hate these government officials because what they speak is parallel to what they do. The Minister of Energy said earlier that the country has more than enough fuel to run us for a good period of time. But the whole country is in crisis. Here in Rukunjiri, the petrol price has reached as far as 7,000 and only one station had it by yesterday evening. I don't think it is even still there by morning. We have our petrol in Hoima. Why not start selling to us? Price of other essential goods. Okay, yes, in Naka Park it is, oh, the prices are really high in some parts, almost getting to 10,000. Now let's just answer a few of the questions that have come in.
Okay, I'll take the first shot and let's start with the sentiment, how they hate the government officials. I don't know why Ugandans love to be lied to. We have explained, and as the minister has been emphasizing, government of Uganda guarantees supply. And we still guarantee supply. And we've had fuel ever since we said that we guarantee supply. Now, I don't know where this person lives, but we live not in isolation. We are part of the global story. There's a global conflict. There are dollar rates changing. It has changed the normal.
Doctor,
so
sorry to interject at that.
Yes.
Because maybe one day I'll be a government official.
Yes.
I don't want to get there
You
when
are,
Ugandans,
UBC,
when Ugandans
already.
hate government officials.
UBC, you
Now,
are a government official.
in the context of the little English, I understand. When you say we guarantee supply, and there are quite a number of fuel stations that don't have fuel,
Yes.
what have you guaranteed?
We've still guaranteed supply, and we've just been explaining ever since we started this show of the volumes we have been bringing, how it has not changed based on the Ugandan demand. We've also gone further and demonstrated that the possible reasons why some petrol stations might not have supply. Yourself, you gave the example that for you plan ahead, you've kept some at home.
Have my fuel.
And the commission advised you that pay attention to health and safety, especially on petrol. We've said that the cross-border behavior is the normal, but we see increased demand on Uganda, especially in cross-border countries, because in their countries, particularly petrol, is selling at a much higher price. The statistics speak for themselves that Kenya, Tanzania is selling their fuel at a higher price. And they have the benefit of being next to the sea. We are a landlocked country. How come our prices are cheaper? It is not as low as we would have loved it under the circumstances. It is still lower. So we are doing whatever it takes to make sure we keep it reasonable. Now, the beauty about these programs that you've helped us highlight some of the areas through the messages that we didn't know things had gone out of hand. So far, we had only got feedback from Ajumani last week, and his team went to check out what is happening in Ajumani, where fuel had reached at 8,000. Now, this one of 10 is a shocker. This one of 25 is outrageous.
And I have so many messages that are about
Yes.
10, 11,000
Yes, and
here.
we would love to know those districts. Please, we shall take those messages and we follow up. And even if we would get those contacts, because another question we're asking, why aren't you honest with us? As you hate us, it's okay. Why aren't you honest with us? When you say some petrol stations, you say petrol station X, petrol station Litho, following my commissioner, a petrol station Litho in Tororo is selling at 25,000. Yes. We are going to find that petrol station. And he has said, based on the Petroleum Supply Act, we have the mandate to do something about it. But at the same time, Uganda respects the laws of demand and supply. But if we feel you're getting unreasonable, we intervene. How? One of the ways is to revoke your license, for instance. Yes. One of the ways is to put a cap on how much we must not go beyond. And we've done it before. But we just can't come jump in and do this because we've had the understanding with the OMCs, that is the oil marketing companies, that we shall respect the laws of demand and supply. However, don't become unreasonable. Now you've given us evidence that actually people are becoming unreasonable. 25 really is outrageous. Now the issue of why some petrol stations don't have Fuel. From our investigations, we have explained what is causing this. And we can't do anything about it. For instance, the example you gave, if I am a construction company, we know so many big construction companies that have mini depots, and they also buy at retail and store in bulk. So people are stocking. People beyond Uganda, across the border, are taking more than they used to. Before, I would come maybe from Kenya or from Congo, come to Arua and fill my tank. Now I am coming with drums and jerry cans and filling them. And any business person gets excited by these dynamics if they can get a bit more money.
Why don't you stock more than what you've been stocking on average? Because the commissioner here talked about what we consume under normal circumstances, what the country consumes, and why then, if we know this is the situation, can't we double our stocks?
No. The appropriate answer is no. And you know, sometimes people want to sugarcoat things and whatnot. One.
And why no?
And why no? The supply route is the same. If you have a container that can carry 20 liters, it's limited to 20 liters. When you increase demand and now you need 40, unless you get another container or you get another.
Oh, this one on the frequency of.
Now, frequency is also depending upon you are not the single user of that facility. All of us are using the Kenya Pipeline Company or the KPC system in the region and Tanzania. So you cannot simply say that now, why don't you increase? You have limitations that are available on the supply route or the supply routes. Two, it requires money. They want to say, why don't you increase? Who is increasing? It means that the companies have placed those orders and are willing to pay for that money immediately, for that product if it comes in immediately. Mobilization of those resources, even for them, is not something that can be done. So it is not really, one would be saying, but why don't you do? No, it's not. It's not, and it doesn't work that way. It's not just like, let there be light and you switch on and it has come. There are things that must be done. If the infrastructure that is enabling us to bring in the fuel is constrained, it is constrained. Unless and until it is upgraded to handle more capacities, then you can be able to say, I'm able now to do ABCD. But I like the question of somebody who said, why can't we use our fuel? So, the fuel which we have is, again, it is a process. It is a process. And I think the ministry has been assuring the citizens on how we are moving towards, the first oil. And then thereafter, of course, we'll be looking at the expediting plans for the refinery, for example, so that then we can be able to do what?
Will just be crude oil.
Yes.
Yes, but it is better than
refined into fuel that you can use in your car.
But it's better than nothing because one, it will give you the money which you will need also even to buy those other products. You're saying, why don't we double? So you will be having some additional resources. But having said that, allow me to mention two other things. When, for example, the economy talks about per capita income, somebody can say, but I don't have that much. But you are a citizen and you are included in the per capita. So, when you say, how come that some stations don't have? And then on the other hand, we are saying, but the supply is available. So, it is available, but the distribution mechanisms to ensure that every other person has, under the circumstances, and which are not normal, because people are just going whatever is available, especially on stations which are relatively stable, Total, Shell, Starbucks, people stampede for that product immediately it reaches and it runs out. Now, you find the situation that now it is not there. Now, I think that is the case of somebody saying, well, this car, Rukunjiri or whatnot, that only one station which was having petrol and is not sure whether even it is there. The one of Ibanda was saying that, oh, that there is no fuel, and I'm not sure whether indeed in the entire district that there is no fuel from whether he has done that kind of thing, that surely I really wouldn't want to take on that there is no fuel completely. The last thing I would want to talk about is that as a ministry and the department responsible for supply, we have an emergency petroleum supply plan. That emergency petroleum supply plan enables me and my team to advise government in times of real crisis what to do. If I see the supply going below a certain number, then I would advise, and the minister would say, we are now in the blue zone, and what that means, citizens, please check your behavior. It is not business as usual. If you can work online, if you can minimize travels, do so. We have not triggered that because the fuel, nobody has failed to go to work because he has moved 2, 3, 4 stations and found that there is no fuel.
True.
So we have not gone, but we have that plan. If it goes dangerously low, we can be able to say, aha, now we are in a yellow zone, priority, just like probably in COVID, that for essential kind of things and whatnot. We've not gone there. We've not gone there. But the plans are there in plan. So in case of anything, it's not that we'll be taken by supplies. There are channels that we can go to, but we have not gone there because the fuel is available. That's the message that I would want to give the citizens. Keep calm. If you find there is no fuel at station X which you prefer, go to another. If you find that what is there is too expensive, give us the information and we follow up. As we promise, to ensure that the fuel remains available and can reach those places. If somebody now gets it and keeps it, we will be able still to follow and bring them to book. I thank you.
Now, Doctor, before we go to the blue zone, one and the fear of Ugandans, if the worst comes to the worst, do we have reserves, and how long can our reserves sustain us?
I think Reverend alluded to that at the beginning, that we do have reserves. For instance, there's fuel coming in. We have a reserve in ginger. Please listen. Yes. Please allow me. We have a reserve in ginger where we have some fuel. Maybe Reverend will update us on exactly how many liters. Yes, and we have those contingency plans. And that is why he's even guaranteeing that we haven't yet reached that crisis, because we have a buffer, we have a plan to ensure the supply comes. Yes, we have ginger, we have the Mahati. They also, I think, give us a reserve, Reverend. I think it's going to confirm on that. So we have places where we reserve fuel, yes? But the question is, even with those reserves there, if we are continuing with the unusual behavior we have at the moment, how long does it take us? Of course, we have no answers to that because these are unusual times. So patterns are changing, so we must also think through. We are all thinking through the process. How best do we ensure this? How best do we ensure this? But the question is there supply for the country? Yes, there is. Because to us, we have ensured we supply. Why does it run quickly? Like any other product, there are seasons when it's more in demand, and there are seasons when it isn't. Unusual times like festive seasons, people buy meat at unusual prices. Not that there's no supply of meat, but the demand is more, and every businessman is making a kill. But what government is doing is to ensure the prices don't become unreasonable. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, my guests. Now, of course, messages are coming in, and someone said, she's lying. For us in Busia, we are buying fuel in Kenya at 200 per liter. Now, doctor, government officials stop lying, according to someone here. Now, fuel prices are alarming in upcountry than in central districts. That is something similar here. Let me see if there's anything new. Price of fuel is hiking. Please do not record. Oh, here I can only read text messages on WhatsApp, but not audio. So if you record, I won't have time to play that. And okay, where can we report petrol stations selling at extremely high prices? Commissioner, where?
Yes, you can reach out. We have alternative numbers at the ministry. We have social media handles, but easiest, send a message, just like you said. Preferably send the message so that we capture the evidence on my number 0772 421762, because the landline won't be able to
Please
do a record.
That number again?
0772 421762. Send a text message, send a WhatsApp message.
Doctor, don't you think you're really fast?
0772 42 17 62. We also have info@energy.go.ug. We have an X handle, Memed Uganda. We have a LinkedIn handle, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. You can send us messages through that. We'll get it to the monitoring team and we shall come. Also provide a contact where we can get back to you to follow up these issues so that we are not chasing the wind. Thank you.
I love that very much, but please and strictly call for the purpose. That is the 0772 42 17 62. Only call for the right purpose, because that is the only way we can save others. I know business people, it is all about maximizing profits and taking advantage of the situation. Believe you me, but they can only be stopped when we do effective monitoring and supervision. Reporting, how do you sell a liter at 25? Are you sick? 25, how far can a liter get someone? That is, it is criminal, it is treason. That is treason. It's because you're failing people even to go and access medication and everything because you want to make extremely high profits. Well, we've come to the end of this. Let me just give each of my guests a minute or two for their parting shot, beginning with the Commissioner Supply.
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers. But as I summarize this issue of Busia, that where the citizens now, for them, they are buying from Kenya on the other side, that would be good to alleviate on what is happening, because in Tororo, in Maraba, the opposite is happening. So if on the other side it is we are now picking from Kenya, that is good. For me, that one would be helping to iron out. But as in conclusion, really we are doing everything possible to ensure that our supply is available. And as I have mentioned earlier, we have, in an likely event of a serious shortfall, we have an emergency petroleum supply plan, which will then guide how to manage the situation. And we are not in that crisis. But my appeal to the citizens is to remain calm, but also be vigilant. If somebody is selling and scrupulous like that, then send to the number that has been given. But more importantly, again, to our border districts, please shield Uganda by ensuring that the hard supplied fuel can serve the citizens better, other than letting it be siphoned out to the other countries in jerrycans and drums like that. Please help us as we do help you.
Well, thank you so much, Reverend. Doctor, I'll just give you seconds, please.
We guarantee supply. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, my guests this morning, and of course, our viewer. Thank you very much. Well, so much programming continues. We are still enjoying Friday and setting the pace, ushering you into the weekend. Keep it with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday, 9 p.m., it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by...
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo,
you can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
On his 52nd birthday, General MK invites you for a charity run. The run will be held on 26th April 2026 at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds starting at 6 a.m. Get yourself a kit using this MTN and Airtel payment platforms. Run for charity, run for hope.
Run for charity, run for hope.
Uganda, this is what I call home and the Pearl of Africa.
Canada enjoys a very cordial diplomatic relation.
A land that is covered in ancient history that has helped to shape its future. A place where selfie moments are captured that last an entire lifetime. A land with the most tastiest unique coffee bean that can't be found anywhere else in the world. A land with the longest and calmest river that is so accommodating.
We are so determined by 2028 we must be having almost 20,000 tourists coming in this country every year.
I must say that what experience, what love from the Uganda we received, honestly speaking, it is amazing.
This experience has been fantastic.
Taken to a tree called Ndazavazate. No man knows the age of that tree.
A home to 54% of the world's mountain gorillas and chimps that just love to chill and dance, not to start a civil war.
There is ultimately serious calm here among the animals, the chimpanzees. There's no civil war. They are very calm, and they're here. They have made all sorts of noise for us here.
With the
and we
help
want
from
to
the Uganda
thank
High
the
Commission
team
in
for allowing
Ottawa,
us to
I
be
show
here.
you the
Thank you very
Uganda
much.
that we love and adore this week on Chilling.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
Does banning groupage cargo clearance protect small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive? Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank God it's a Friday and it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Julie F. Nataba. Welcome back from that segment with Robert and that conversation on matters petrol and fuel as it is a crisis. But away from that conversation, let's also get to learn from another conversation. Now, what we're looking at is helping parents understand their children's temperaments and helping them fix the barriers. Now, here's the thing. Have you ever wondered why you are more extroverted than others? Have you ever wondered why you are more introverted than others? Have you ever wondered why you easily let go or maybe slow down or easily coil when situations happen and are not as aggressive compared to others? Or have you ever wondered why your child seems to be the exact opposite and extreme opposite of who you are? This is the time for you to learn a few things on that. And the best part is, as you learn about your child, it's also an opportunity to perhaps connect with your inner child, especially with perhaps that unhealed child that you need to connect to and understand the why from your past as a child to be a better parent for your children and grandchildren. Now, to be part of the conversation, 0709-602592 by text, WhatsApp. And we're having this conversation with Dr. Senyonjo Samuel, who is a lawyer, teacher, author, to expound on this and, of course, share a whole plethora of knowledge for us to learn and learn and relearn. Once again, I welcome you to the show, and thank you so much for choosing UBC TV this morning. Good morning, Dr. Senyonjo.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you.
I'm so excited to be here.
Right.
I hope you're well.
I am well. Are you well?
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
So the conversation on temperaments is very interesting.
Very interesting.
Many look at them with different perspectives,
yeah.
You know. But today we want to learn from you in particular.
Okay.
From your expertise, from your journey of learning, from your journey of as a scholar, as a lawyer, as a teacher, and of course as an author. And you being a teacher, that means a lot that because you're now dealing with younger people every now and again. Yeah. So let's start from here. In child development, how do you define a temperament?
A temperament these are the natural traits of any human being. They are natural traits we are born with, the characteristics, the motives. We do not get them as we grow up, but we are born with them. They are natural traits of a person. The characteristics that make up a person, those are called temperaments. So you are born with, they are with you, you are with them. You don't need to curse, you don't need to do what. That is who you are.
So what are these temperaments? What are we born with?
Okay, I should say that a number of people have come up with different theories, but personally, I think I've loved these 4 temperaments to describe a person. We have the blood, some have temperaments with the blood, but I love these 4 temperaments: the sanguine, the melancholy, the choleric, and the phlegmatic. Those are the main and those are the major. I've read about describing a person using their body shape. How can you describe them? I've read about the workaholics. I've read about the blood groups, but these major traditional 4 temperaments describe us well.
Interesting. Now, just to perhaps break more of the ice, you and I have just spoke just a bit right now.
Okay.
Would you tell by temperament?
Out
of the 4 you've mentioned.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Interesting.
I'm not allowed. That I'll be stereotyping you.
Right.
I'm not allowed.
Very interesting.
It's uncouth. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now let's look at these 4 temperaments. You said
please.
that we are born with them. Isn't there a time when they are informed by either environment or circumstances? The biological part of things versus the circumstances of environment, how much puts into the other?
Well, not only biology, so many things that can make these temperaments to change. The environment, yes, that's number 1. The parents, you have this harsh parent, but then you've been maybe a sanguine, you're very talkative, you are not an easy goer, you have these harsh parents, they are going to make you drop your temperament. Then, as a believer, faith and the Holy Spirit, they can deal with these temperaments. Maybe you've been very introverted, but you need to preach to people. You need to engage with them. You are a leader, so they change with time. Environment, faith, history, the traumas of life. I may be a sanguine, but one day my mouth causes me such and such a problem. Then after going through that incident, I'm going to change my temperament a bit. Well, it may not be dealt away with, but it modifies a bit. It modifies a bit. So circumstances, the church, the environment, the many things that happen in life may modify our temperaments a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's indeed delve into the 4 temperaments that you mentioned. That is sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic,
and melancholic.
And melancholic.
Yes.
Do explain each one of them, because this is where now each one of us starts to throw light into each other's life, and you're like, perhaps I align more to
with
this
this
side.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we have those major 4.
Right.
Let me first say that we have those major 4, but we also have the blends. So I'm going to give you a few characteristics of each, but we have blends to these temperaments. I should start with the extroverts. In the category of extroverts, we have the sanguine and the choleric. I think people have heard about sanguine. These are very talkative people. They love shining colors. They love shining colors, very talkative. They live for now. Yeah, they live for now. You may tell them, go in the market and buy this. Then they are taken up with an incident. Then they come back in the evening. So they are taken by incidents. They are too emotional, dealing with sanguines. Too emotional, extremely emotional. They are loving people. Yeah, and they are attracted to opposite sex. Yeah, if he's a man, they are attracted to women, and vice versa.
And in this day and age where people identify as, do temperaments also inform into this?
Identifying with?
lately with the LGBT, the
No, no,
letters,
no, 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 no.
do temperaments also speak into this?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Because when you said that they are attracted to the opposite gender, I thought
Yeah,
to myself, there's a temperament that sort of causes someone to be aligned to a particular gender.
No, not at all. That's another thing altogether.
Okay.
So that's sanguine. They are. I think I should deal with the cholerics. These are hot tempers. They have hot tempers. They are workaholic. They love work. They love work. These are also not very easygoer people. Yeah, they are harsh. The dictators you know of in the world are all cholerics. The leaders, you know, they are born leaders. Well, according to the Bible, we are all born leaders, but these are naturally leaders. So all the leaders you know, they are cholerics.
Primarily.
Primarily. That's their major, or their primarily blend, because at least each person has 2 or 3 blends. So melancholies, they love work. Yes, I've talked about that one. And they are deliberate speakers. They talk, but they are deliberate in nature. You can't, they are not like sanguines. Sanguines are not deliberate speakers. They will just throw words.
Say it as it is.
Yes, actually they think after
speaking.
Yeah, that's them. That's them.
And melancholy is now...
They are the opposite. They think and think and think, then they speak. Yes. So those are the cholerics. Those are the few characteristics. Of course, they are up to 20 and 30, but those are the main characteristics. If you need to sell them anything, please make sure that you give them some. If you tell them that you are going to buy this stuff at 20,000, if you need them to buy it at 15, tell them 20, and tell them I've given you discount of 5K, they are going to buy.
These are cholerics.
The cholerics, they are going to buy. But if you ever tell them that it is 20 and that is it, they are not going to buy. And that's them. That's them. They have these harsh words. Harsh words. Harsh. They are insensitive in nature. They even laugh at people who cry. What do you cry? There are these children who do not cry at all. You expect them to cry, but they don't cry. That's them. And then the other part, or the other type or category, we have the melancholy and the phlegmatic. They are introverted in nature. If they spend a day with people, they can even fall sick. They want to go back and rest. To begin with, the melancholy. Among us, the 4 blends of temperaments, they have the highest IQ. Their IQ is very high. They want to stay indoors. They talk with computers. They talk with machines. They don't like people.
With books.
They talk with books. They don't like people. They don't like people. That's their problem. And they are sensitive, extremely sensitive in nature.
These are usually the creatives.
Very creative, very articulate. They are perfectionist in nature. I put my shoe here, please leave it the way it is. Next time, don't come back here. Why? They are creative, and they are articulate, and they are perfectionist in nature. Those are called melancholies. They are creative, and most of the inventions we have in the world, they have been produced by melancholies. Talk about the machines we have. Talk about the computers we have.
So
talk about those
Elon
sophisticated things.
If we think of Elon Musk, he's definitely a melancholy.
Yeah. Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yes.
Yeah. And so many others, of course. They were melancholies. And they are also emotional, but they don't show. They don't show their feelings. They may love you, have a lot of love, but they are not going to show it. You need to approach them first. It's not easy to come to you first. Then lastly, we have the phlegmatic. There is a goer, the enjoyer. They just enjoy life. They don't want stress. They are perfectionists. They are also perfectionists, but they don't want stress. They are cool in nature. They are these people who will never fight for anything. in life. You can take anything from them. They will never say any word. They like easy things. You find them in pedicure and manicure when they are men.
Soft life.
They want soft life. This is how in a nutshell, this is what we say. Melancholy thinks it. Choleric does it. Sanguine sells it. Then the phlegmatic enjoys it. Yeah, enjoys
Interesting perspective.
Yes.
Now that we understand these temperaments and how they each one of them operates, looking at a parent-child relationship, at what age can parents begin to sense particular temperaments?
To identify them.
Identify particular temperaments within their children.
At the age of 2, 3, you're going to identify the temperament. Yeah. You're going to find this child very shy, even when they are still very young. They're going to be shy. You are going to find them stubborn. You know that, oh, this guy is a choleric. Yeah. You don't think for them. They are independent in nature. Cholerics are independent in nature, even when they are children. They are independent in nature. Please don't stereotype them that this child is stubborn. No, they are not stubborn. That is their inborn trait. So at the age of 3, you're going to identify them. They like people. They have friends around. You're going to know that this is either a choleric or a sanguine. Because cholerics are leader in nature. And then sanguines do love people. They love people genuinely, though they don't have what we call best friends. Yeah, you are a friend when you are there. The moment you depart, they forget about you. They even forget about your name. So from childhood, you are going to identify that this is a sanguine. About age 2, 3, you're going to identify it. Yeah.
Now, looking at the temperaments and identifying them at an early age as a parent, each temperament has the advantages and disadvantages.
Definitely.
As any human, as anything in nature.
Yeah.
So how do you think parents should help balance where the disadvantages are now used to build a strength in this child for purposes of serving for the better? If it's a sanguine, instead of them being too much liars, the parents help them to always tell the truth.
The truth, yes.
If it's a choleric, that aggressiveness, how can a parent tone it down from childhood so that this child grows up knowing, having the balance of things?
Number 1, we should know that God is extremely intelligent. He blended us differently. So, please and please, if you are a parent, get to understand that we are blended differently. I did not mention this, I should mention it, that these temperaments and traits, we succeed them from the major 4 grandparents.
Oh.
From the side of the mother and from the side
grandparents, not parents.
No, grandparents. Grandparents.
I'm literally trying to think of my grandparents right now.
Yes, grandparents.
How so though? How so?
Because it is
genetical.
It's genetical. Have you forgotten that these parents were begotten by the grandies, your grandies? So the parents have the traits of their grandies. It's like that. And the grandies have the traits of the grandies. So since we get them from our grandies, the 4 grandies, the 4 grandies actually, we are blended differently. How do you help your child? Instead of stereotyping them, get to know that we are blended differently. We are not uniform, but we are blended differently. If you realize that my child has maybe a sanguine and melancholy temperament blend, get to know that I'm not like them if you have a different temperament. So concentrate on the advantages. Concentrate on, we call them strength. Concentrate on the strength of the temperament. Yes, he's a sanguine. They like talking. They are prone to lying. I should always encourage them not to lie. They have so many issues at home and cases. cases are going to, actually the sanguine and cholerics. They have so many cases. They have so many cases. They have a lot of chaos. So instead of stereotyping them, punishing them harshly, try to help them. Try to concentrate on their strength. They like talking. Encourage them to speak. Encourage them to talk. Encourage them to speak. Encourage them to do what they are supposed to do. Encourage their strength. They have strength. Encourage their strength. They are workaholic. Help them, guide them. They are introverts in nature. Please give them their space at some time. Let them be at some time, because of course you are a parent, you want them to do this, do that, but help them, concentrate on their strength, let them meditate if they are melancholies. They are easy goers, so that means they don't want to work. Make sure you give them tasks. If you don't give them tasks, they are going to be a burden.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask you to just paint examples, clear examples for the viewer of how these weaknesses can be built into strengths. For example, like you've said, a flag might not easily be that hard worker, and yet they need to work at the end of the day. How do you take that, channel it to become actually a hard worker and appreciative in life? The melancholies, they tend to have moods.
Yeah, they have moods. They are moody.
Yes, they're moody. But how do you channel that and slowly tune it into a normal of you do not have to inconvenience others with your moods? So it's about time you understood that a balance is needed.
Okay, you can do a number of things. For example, if they are melancholies, you may encourage them in reading and associating. Reading, so go and read and discuss to your siblings.
Right.
Read, discuss to them. Then you have this, the fleek, doesn't want to work, easy goer. You tell them to do this, I'm going to give you this. Do this task, I'm going to give you this. They are sanguines, they are talkative, they have many friends. Encourage them to talk, but make sure they have sense. Make sure they read. Sanguines don't want to read, make sure they read. It is a weakness. They are talkative, but
train them to
redirect it to read and then talk.
Talk from
Come
knowledge.
and discuss with me what you read. Come and because they want to talk, they want to discuss. Even if you tell them, please keep quiet, they are going to explain for 30 minutes why they are not supposed to keep quiet. So now what you do, tell them, go and read. After reading, come and discuss. You are helping this weakness, but then you are redirecting it to something
more
useful.
constructive, yes.
Very constructive. If they are melancholies, you can as well, they don't want to talk, they don't want to speak. Yes, you can also encourage them read and come and discuss. Discuss, read, discuss. Or alternatively, you can put up anything that encourages them to speak and not to be very moody. Yeah, because they are moody.
And cholerics tend to be very aggressive and annoying.
Very aggressive. They want to lead. Actually, cholerics are very funny. They are these people, they are visitors, they have come, maybe they are visitors, they have come to this church, but they are seeing no one leading the program. You're going to find them at the pulpit. So you need to tell them, please, slow down, slow down. I know it is very good, but slow down. Even you other people, even your other friends are important. Slow down, please, because them, even from childhood, they are going to lead. Tell them, slow down. You are a good leader, but please slow down. So that's how you can try to redirect these weaknesses into strength.
Now, we are looking at helping parents understand their children's temperaments and helping them fix the barriers. Be part of the show 0709-602-592. My name is Julie F. Nataba, and with me in studio is Dr. Senyonjo Samuel, who is a lawyer, author, and teacher, and he's helping us understand this issue of temperaments, especially as parents and children. Now, in line with parenting, many parents are disappointed by how their children turn out to be.
Okay.
and it's really usually hard for them to understand. So how can parents educate themselves about these things? But also, how can parents run away from cultural and society norms in raising their children and their temperaments?
I think that is very important. Yesterday I was discussing something at church. We have cultural things here, for example, and norms and way of doing things. For example, if someone is intelligent, we are going to tell them, go and be a doctor. Pursue law. Why? Because they are intelligent, you know, they do sciences. My dear friend, you should adapt and you should get this information about temperaments and help that your child. Why? Do not force them into something because it is the society, because it is culture, because it is the norm of the society. Understand their temperaments. Yes, I'm a Uganda person. We have these traditional things. Do this, I've told you. Do that, I've told you. No, 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 please. You are not supposed to do like this. Be lenient. Try to balance your traditional way, the Chiganda way, the Chinyankole way, and the temperaments of these children. Because if we get to know about their temperaments, the traits and the strength, we are going to help them even in the future for career. Yes, they are sanguines. Yes, they are melancholies. They have this IQ, but they are not going to do well in a certain field of life. So please try to balance the traditional way of doing things, the norm of the society, and the temperament of this child. I've seen so many children after graduating, they tell their parents that you forced me into doing this thing. Please, it is here, have your degree, but my passion is this. So from childhood, try to understand their temperaments and model them in line of their temperaments, because temperaments decide our career. They decide how we express. We express differently. You may annoy me today. If I'm a melancholy, it may take even a year.
A month.
Or a month. And I'm going to tell you the details of the clothes, where we were, what you said. Then a sanguine is going to react there and then. Then a phlegmatic may never tell you anything. They may never react. Then cholerics, they may give you, bang you. Why? So these temperaments, they determine everything. So my dear parent, try to understand the temperament of that child. Get to know, do not try to impose your parenthood on this child. Do not impose. Instead, guide, influence. No, these are melancholies. Right. They are not good at this. So that's how you can help your child. Don't try to impose, but try to guide.
All right.
Yes.
Very important at that. Don't try to force your child into things, but try to guide. That's very clear. Allow me read some of the comments coming through as we begin to close this conversation. Temperament, how your child was born to act. You can't beat it out. You must train it. This is Shaban Ali. Shaban Ali, the golden rule, don't break the child to fit the stick. Shape the stick to guide the child. I'm a proud parent. Shaban Ali, thank you so much for always being on the show. Can I get a PDF of that topic from Doctor? And I think this is a point where, as we close, we ask you how best people can get in touch with you. Someone is asking for a PDF. I believe there's some information you could have regarding this.
Yeah, we have a lot of information. Should I share my number?
Yes, please.
They can reach me out on WhatsApp.
Right.
0774 337 883. 0774 337 883. Actually, I have a thesis, if you want to read. I also have a thesis on temperaments. I did counseling psychology for my PhD, and my thesis was understanding temperaments. So I did temperaments. I have so many other books that can help, because they shape career, they shape business, they shape in church. I can tell you that the way he preaches is a melancholy. In Bible, I can tell you that Peter was sanguine. John was a melancholy. Luke was a melancholy.
Paul was choleric.
Paul was a choleric with a blend of melancholy. So I can tell you all that after reading these temperaments.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Senyonjo Samuel. It's been a pleasure having you. But one thing for sure is we look forward to having you back. Because this topic is rather wide and there's a lot to still learn. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV. We have another segment coming through. We have an artist, as is always Fridays. So be sure to stay here, stay tuned, and be part of it because TGIF, thank God it's a Friday. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
On his 52nd birthday, General MK invites you for a charity run. The run will be held on 26th April 2026 at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds starting at 6 a.m. Get yourself a kit using these MTN and Airtel payment platforms. Run for charity, run for hope.
Run for charity, run for hope.
Uganda, this is what I call home and the pearl of Africa.
Canada enjoys a very cordial diplomatic relation.
A land that is covered in ancient history that has helped to shape its future. A place where selfie moments are captured that last an entire lifetime. A land with the most tastiest unique coffee bean that can't be found anywhere else in the world. A land with the longest and calmest river that is so accommodating.
We are so determined by 2028 we must be having almost 20,000 tourists coming in this country every year.
I must say that what experience, what love from the Uganda we received, honestly speaking, it is amazing.
This experience has been fantastic.
Taken to a tree called Ndazabazate. No man knows the age of that tree.
A home to 54% of the world's mountain gorillas and chimps that just love to chill and dance, not to start a civil war.
There is ultimately serious calm here among the animals, the chimpanzees. There's no civil war. They are very calm and they're here. They've made all sorts of noise for us here.
With the help from the Uganda High Commission in Ottawa, I show you the Uganda that we love and adore this week on Chilling.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Marafiki wanakujia wengi ukiwa una mali, na wengi wanakupa heshima sababu ya mali yako. Walio wengi wanakujia na mahitaji mengi, nao wengi wanakuita mtu mwema sababu ya mali unayo. Oh, watu wa dunia siwaelewi, 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 watu wa dunia siwaelewi. Marafiki wa kukimbia, hata ndugu na dada zako nao pia wa kukimbia. Ndugu yangu usife moyo, Mungu atakusaidia. Mali uliyopoteza itarudi na utazidishiwa. Oh, oh. Utarudi utawaona waliokukimbia, utawaona tena, utarudi. Oh, lakini usichoke, tenda mema, usichoke, tenda mema ndugu, ndugu, tenda mema, usirudishe mabaya kwa mabaya ndugu, tenda mema, tenda mema ndugu, aha. Hey, hey, leo usisahau aliyekula nawe, rafiki wa kweli, aliyekupa vazi wakati wa mateso, usimsahau. Rafiki ni huyo aliyekuita kwa simu. Rafiki wakati wengine walikimbia, yeye alibaki.
mezani pake, simsahau. Rafiki ni huyu aliyebaki nawe. No. Usimsahau, kwa nini rafiki mzuri ndiye aliyekupa pole wakati wa mateso yako.
Rafiki is the name of the song by Mwashi. Now this song or this particular sound reminds me, or I believe brings you memories. If you grew up or were raised by parents who are into music, you definitely remember the likes of Pepe Kale, some of them who are still alive, Awilo Longomba.
Yes.
You know, that sound really was a thing in Uganda, and it's been a while since Uganda had an inferno of a sound like that, and Mwashi here has just resurrected a few memories here and there and given us a bit of nostalgia. Now, be part of the conversation, 0709602592, by text, WhatsApp, and be able to engage into this conversation. Now, here's the thing. About 1.9 million Uganda refugees are hosted by Uganda, making Uganda one of the largest, actually the largest African country that hosts refugees. And then it comes third in the whole world. That means Uganda has that record, but also has taken on to cause a lot of big, numerous impact, immense impact for many who are refugees coming from different countries, especially within Africa, and then connecting here in Uganda and living a meaningful life as God has empowered them to live. Now, today's story is one of those stories that we're going to get deeper into with Mwashi, who's our artist this morning here on Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and once again in studio with me is Mwashi. Good morning, Mwashi.
Good morning, Julie.
A pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
So what's your story? Where do you come from? Where does life start? And how do you end up in Uganda?
I ended up in Uganda. I came all the way from the DR Congo.
Right.
I came as a refugee here in UG. That was in 2000. I've lived here. And being a refugee, at some point I realized that it's not very easy. Yeah, refugees, they go through a lot, because I've been there as well as a refugee. But through my hard working, I learned how to use the talent so that I can get myself out of the situation whereby food is not going to be a problem again. Probably school fees for my little children, my family, it's not going to be a problem. So I started that journey of being a refugee, then I get out of it, and now I am running the Mwashi Foundation, where I am actually standing with my fellow refugees. Like you said, in Africa, Uganda is hosting very many refugees. Now I am using the music so that I can be a blessing to these refugees communities and different communities in Uganda. And I believe that with music, we can be able to raise funds so that we can be able to meet small needs. There are many of them who are not even studying, but I believe through music, we can be able to contribute. I remember also in 2014, I hosted an event at the National Theatre. It was a concert, but we were fighting against malaria. And then we were able to purchase some mosquito nets. And with that, the mothers in Mulago Hospital, they were covered. And some orphanages we bought, we were able to buy the double-deckers beds, and we covered them with mosquito nets. And we believe it was such a great impact. So I came up with this idea, and when I was also working with Watoto Church, I was employed at Watoto at some point. It's my church, actually. That's where we fellowship from. And working with Compassion International. So in their project, they have over 445 projects. So every time we gather together, I see the life of the vulnerable children, and I'm like, wow. So we go there, we teach them the music, and we teach them how. So there's a lot of talent. So we believe that continue this way, it's going to be a lot of help to the refugees and also in other communities in Uganda. So
Thank
that
you.
music is what we are using so that we can meet. So we have the concert as well.
Right.
Here on the 23rd of May.
Right.
At National Theatre.
And I want you to tell us the detail of the concert in just a bit. But before we even get into your talent, how has the journey been in line with music so far? How have you experienced it?
To be honest with you, it's both ways. It's fun, but also on the other side of income, it has not been that easy. Like for instance, you know, when we were in the crisis during COVID, it was not that easy. I remember that's when I was planning to have my tour in the US, and I was unable because of the COVID.
The lockdown, yeah.
The lockdown, I think it was even very, very much here in Uganda.
Right.
And after the lockdown, for us in the entertainment industry, we were really hit badly. So I think even others, they were really able to do something, but for us musicians, we were not doing anything. So up to 2024 is when the music industry is beginning again to peak at its normal way. So as I'm coming back again in this journey, I'm planning to have this tour, which I missed last time.
Right.
But I'm beginning with this so that we can keep on, you know, calling other people through churches and other organizations to come and be part of what we are doing here.
Lovely. Now, Mwashi has a lot of beautiful music. One of the things I've so far noted as an experience, a personal experience, is that he brings back a bit of nostalgia and a bit of memories, especially for myself, who grew up from a very musical family. That sound of different genres, but music from Congo being one of them. And allow Mwashi here to just bless us with more of his talent on Good Morning Uganda this Friday morning.
Friends come to you in large numbers when you are worried. Many show you respect because of how rich as you possess. Most of them approach with many needs, many call you a good person simply because of the wealth you have. I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. Oh, I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. Oh, yeah. I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. I do not understand people of this world. When the world is gone, friends run away from you. Even your own brothers and sisters may run away from you. My brother, do not lose heart. God will help you, and wealth you lost will return, and you will receive even more. They will return, those who run away from you, and you'll see them again. They will return, those who run away. Yeah. When the world is gone, friends run away from you. Even your own brothers and sisters may run away from you. My brother, do not lose hope. God will help you, and wealth you lost will return, and you'll receive even more. They will return, those who run away from you. I will see them again, those who run away from you. They will return, those who run away. Do not grow weary. Keep doing good, my brother, my sister. Do not go. Do not go tired. Keep doing good, my brother, my sister. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Marafiki wanakujia wengi ukiwa una mali, na wengi wanakupa heshima sababu ya mali unayo. Walio wengi wanakujia na mahitaji mengi, na wengi wanakuita mtu mwema sababu ya mali unayo. Watu wa dunia siwaelewi, watu wa dunia siwaelewi, watu wa dunia siwaelewi, watu wa dunia siwaelewi. Mali hiyo ikisha kwisha, marafiki wa kukimbia, hata ndugu na dada zako nao pia wa kukimbia. Ndugu yangu, sife moyo, Mungu atakusaidia we. Mali uliyopoteza itarudi na utazidishiwa. Watarudi waliokukimbia, tarudi waliokukimbia, tarudi waliokukimbia, utawaona tena, watarudi. Oh, 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 oh. Lakini usichoke, tenda mema, usichoke ndugu, tenda mema, usichoke ndugu, tenda mema, usichoke. Ndiye rafiki aliyekupa pole wakati ulipoteseka. Ndiye rafiki, no, 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 no. Ndiye rafiki, no, 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 ndiye rafiki aliyekupa pole wakati wa mateso. Ndiye rafiki wakati wengine walikimbia, yeye alibaki, ndiye huyo kweli. Ndiye rafiki, no, 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 rafiki ni huyo alikula nawe mezani pake, usimusahau. Rafiki ni huyu aliyebaki na wewe, no, 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 yeah, yeah. No, 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 la 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 la. No, he's a real friend. No, 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 la 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 la. Rafiki ile maye, he's a real friend. Oh, oh, the one who stand with you during the time of suffering. Ooh, he's a real friend.
Amazing. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Mwashi for you performing live on Good Morning Uganda. And somebody comes through and says his songs are really too touching. The moment you listen to them, you get relieved inside you. And someone else comes through and says, all right, Rama, thank you for the compliment. And you say that you really love the vibe from Mwashi. And it's a reminder from Mwashi to all of the refugees that being a refugee isn't being an alien, but you are people of importance to the community and the world at large. This is Ramadan from Palisa. Thank you, Ramadan, for being on the show. Now, quickly, first and foremost, thank you for the music.
You're welcome.
It's really, really
Thank you,
beautiful.
Julie.
Yeah. Now, I understand you have a project coming up, a song that you released or launched yesterday. Yes. What song is it? What is it about, and what's the message there?
The song is called Tabasamu. Tabasamu in Kiswahili means smile. Being that I'm doing this project, I was thinking deeply what could be something that is not sorrowful, but it's something which can bring smile to someone.
Right.
Especially the people that I'm working for, the refugees. I am actually for them right now. And I thought of putting, because many of them, they live in sorrow, they don't have hope. And some of these people, a lot of people have discouraged them. But I was like, I need to come and
remind them.
Put a smile on your face. Do not cry.
Right.
There is hope. So even though somebody has spoken wrongly or badly about you, just know your time to smile is coming.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to ensure them all that there's time to smile again.
And it always is there. Sure. That's truth for
so
sure.
That's this project is all about.
Right. Now let's go to the concert or event you're having tomorrow, rather next month, 23rd May. Tell us more about it. How can we be involved? How can we be engaged?
This event is bigger than me, and all I really need is to get somebody out there, come and be part of this event, buy a ticket at 50,000, come and bless someone, come and impact someone. You know, that is what we are really doing. It's a charity event. You can spend 50,000 and be a blessing. I have actually spent a lot in making the videos.
Right.
And there are a lot of people who are standing with us. You can see their logos there.
Yes.
And they're all there.
Right.
Very many. You can see them. Good thing you can see that their logos around.
Right.
Those are the people trying to stand with us, and it's not enough. We can as well.
All right. And indeed, as you can see on your screen, it's the Tabasam Charity Cultural Event, 23rd May, which is next month. It's only 50,000. We'll be at the National Theatre. And you can see some of the performing acts. I can see percussion discussion there. So if you're a lover of culture and art, this is something for you to be part of. And the best way for you to pay is through the Momo code, and that is *165 *20#. Like that, then you definitely select Tabasam Charity Cultural Event, and you'll be able to pay your 50K and go celebrate art and culture. Allow me to read one more message for you. And this is Owechiti Wakabimu Zafaru Isabidie, Heritage of Faith School in Jinja, who says, thank you for hosting my favorite artist in Uganda, though his songs are very hard to get online. I think it's something you need to work on so that they are easily got. But hey, we stream music lately and we buy it. So perhaps are they on streaming platforms?
Yeah,
so you can buy.
On that. There's a full album of Tabasamu music.
Lovely. Yeah. So at this point, we'll allow you to perform Tabasam, and I know we'll also get to experience the song Tabasamu.
Can we just play it around so that I can sing along with it?
Yes, yes, please. Very possible.
Oh yeah. Mbona wababaika, mbona walialia, usilie, usilie, nyamanza, mtoto mama, mateso wayapitia nani leo, machungu moyoni, mwako, usilie, nyamanza, mtoto mama. Hii dunia hange na batu
wekuwa tu mutu bien, usiangalie tena bale, achana nabo.
Mulisemewa sana na wale walivunja moyo, wengi wao kakulani toto mama dia ye wewe ngangania huyo Mungu wako oh yeah mana yeye si mtu hawezi kukutupa mateso wapita ndani leo juu ya watu wa dunia, wasome wache usiwaweke kwa roho mateso ambayo wapita ndani leo na roho yako yaumia kwa ajili ya watu wa dunia. Iko siku utasahau shida yo, iko siku wale waliokudharau wakikuona watashangaa, sababu na wewe ni wakati wako wa kutabasamu. Oh, iko siku yeah. Iko siku yeah. Watakuona watashangaa, sababu na wewe ni wakati wako wa kutabasamu. Iko siku wale waliozani uwezi lolote wakikuona watashangaa, sababu na wewe.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources such as inspirational profiles.
Having disability is not inability.
Every Friday 9 p.m. it's one-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwa.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for?
Was brought to you by.
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby,
You can now get all the chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the MyMTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Notice is hereby given that the Clerk to Parliament will on the 13th, 14th and 15th of May 2026 at Parliament House administer the oath of allegiance and the oath of Member of Parliament to each person elected as Member of Parliament in accordance with the following schedule. Wednesday, 13th May 2026 from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Honorable Ayo Joyce Makamoy to Honorable Babidia Mili Babalanda. From 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., Honorable Babula Noel Kataike Matilda to Honorable Kanabi Jime. Thursday, 14th